2023, with war erupting between Israel and Hamas, the most expensive and powerful war machine ever built.
Military assets closer to Israel, including one of the Navy's most...
Armed with nuclear reactors, laser weapons, and stealth $2 billion aircraft carrier is a symbol of global dominance and a warning shot to America's enemies once it arrives. But what exactly makes this ship so dangerous? And why are America's rivals so afraid of it? For decades, the mighty... But time doesn't stand still. Neither does war. And in 2007, the U.S. Navy revealed a new name that would redefine our Ford class. This aircraft carrier is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier engineered not just for today's battles, but for the next 50 years of global the legendary USS Enterprise CVN-65, closing while boldly launching another. Commissioned in 2017 after more than a staggering investment of over $13 billion, the Ford class represents a seismic leap in naval design. Featuring 23 major upgrades over its predecessor, the cleaner, smarter, and deadlier, incorporating advanced automation, next-generation radar systems, electromagnetic aircraft launch power grid. Its smaller island structure frees up critical flight deck space, while a newly developed and stealth. At its core are two Bechtel A-1 marvel of engineering. Together, they generate a staggering 700 megawatts of power, more than triple the output of previous. That's enough electricity to power a small American city. Stretching 335 meters long and weighing in at 100,000 tons, the Ford is a modern colossus of steel. Her massive flight deck can support 95 aircraft and helicopters, making her not only a mobile airbase force. On board, she hosts an elite mix of combat aircraft, Lightning II, stealthy, supersonic, and lethal. The F-15 and A-10 Warthog, legendary multi-role attack drones, UAVs, capable of autonomous reconnaissance and strike missions. Unmatched flexibility, from air superiority and deep strike missions to electronic warfare and inside, the carrier runs with up to 900 fewer crew members, thanks to deep levels of automation and but the real innovation lies in its adaptability. Design systems to integrate directed energy weapons, drone swarms, and emerge. And you don't become carrying jets. You do it by turning the entire ship into a lake designed to detect, track, and eliminate threats before they even At the heart of the Ford's defense suite is the Phalanx CIWS, clarifying last line of defense. This six-barreled, radar-guided Gatling gun fires 4,500 tungsten bullets to shred incoming cruise missiles and drones before they reach the hull. The Ford class, the future doesn't just fire bullets, it fires light. The ship is a system developed by Lockheed Martin, a directed energy weapon up to 3 miles, 5 kilometers away. To complement these systems, the ship is also armed with a rolling airframe missile system. This compact, high-speed launcher carries 20 interceptor missiles, each capable of traveling over per hour. It's designed to neutralize high-speed, highly maneuverable threats like modern drones. Beyond her armament, the Ford boasts cutting-edge systems that enable faster, smarter air operation. A 65-ton aircraft elevator lifts warplanes and to the flight deck with surgical efficiency, even under combat conditions. For smoother takeoffs and landings, essential for handling stealth jets like the F-35 and heavyweight helicopters like the Apache. Weapons elevators, sealed against fire and shock, bring munitions up through the ship faster than ever, ensuring minimal downtime between launches. In the summer of 2021, the U.S. Navy did something unthinkable. They attacked off the coast of Florida the brand new USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78, and hit with the explosive force of 40,000 pounds of TNT. The operation, called full ship shock trials, combat conditions, mimicking the impact of torpedoes or ballistic missile strikes. But the ship held firm. No critical damage, just a message sent to the world's adversaries. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin noted during a press conference that year, "This carrier is not just built to deploy. The Ford class is proof that American engineering can absorb the shock of tomorrow's battle." So, what makes it so revolutionary? It's about the EMALS, the electromagnetic air raw electrical force to catapult jets into the sky with surgical precision, based just pure kinetic energy. Faster, safer, and with a launch scramble aircraft even under sustained attack. EMALS change the way we fight, said Rear Admiral operational testing of the Ford class. It gives us flexibility across the entire air wing, from stealth fighters to drone fighter, and the tempo is unmatched. Confirmed the ship could survive and continue operations even under missile threats from systems like China's DF-21D carrier killer, Iran's ballistic missiles, and Russia's supersonic cruise missiles. An air wing of FA-18EF Super Hornets, EA-18G Growlers, and eventually F-35C Lightning II fighters armed with AIM-174B. Ford can detect, engage, and destroy threats before they ever reach the ship. The equation. The Ford is also a sword, capable of launching precision, hitting enemy ships, missile batteries, and hardened land targets with whether it's launching AGM-158C long-range anti-ship missiles, deploying Murder Hornet loadouts, or unleash this carrier can end a war before it begins. And if needed, it can evacuate civilians, deliver humanitarian MH-60R Seahawks, and CMV-22B Ospreys. The USS Gerald R. is the tip of the spear, but behind that tip is a formation of ships that turns one carrier into a floating fortress of dominance. A Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruiser, the USS Normandy is the strategic backbone of the strike group. Designed as a multi-role combat ship, Normandy carries the Aegis Vertical Launch Systems, VLS, that can deploy Tomahawk cruise missiles, standard missiles, and anti-submarine rockets. For 1,000 miles, it's capable of hitting enemy radar stations, airfields, and command centers before the enemy even knows they've been targeted. CNN defense analyst Barbara Starr commented in 2020, Normandy is often the first to fire in simulated joint operations. It's not just a bodyguard, it's a global battlefield before a single jet launches from the carrier. Its role in critical in defending against hypersonic and cruise missile threats, the Eastern Mediterranean, and the Indo-Pacific. The USS Ramage is Strike Group 12's aerial guardian angel. SPY-1D radar advanced sonar systems, and a combat suite centered around SM-2, SM-6. It excels in anti-air warfare, AAW, and its multi-frequency radar network allows it to detect and intercept airborne threats dozens of responses with other ships in the strike group in near real time. In a 2020 on fleet readiness, military correspondent Courtney Cube said, "Ramage is often described by sailors as the eyes and if anything's flying fast, missile or man, it's Ramage that sees it first and shoots it first. Ramage also plays a critical role in fleet escort through choke points like the Suez Canal and the Strait of Hormuz, where anti-ship missile threat." Next is the USS McFall, codenamed the Silent Hunter. Class destroyer is designed for multi-mission flexibility, anti-surface warfare, ASUW, and carries VLS cells, torpedo launchers, anti-submarine rockets, and a helicopter deck for deploying MH-60R Seahawks. McFall excels at littoral warfare, operating near coastlines, thanks to its enhanced maneuverability and sonar capabilities. Diesel submarines operating near enemy shores and hunt them down with search. In a 2023 Defense News feature, named McFall as a destroyer that thrives in ambiguity. It can be on the radar one day as an escort, and the next day it's hunts or launching tomahawks. McFall's recent upgrades also integration, making it a digital hunter in modern battle space. The newest destroyer in Strike Group 12, the USS, brings the future of naval warfare into the present. It's one technology insertion destroyers, combining tried and tested systems with experimental innovations in cyber defense, AI-supported threat detection. Hudner is equipped with AN/SPY-6 radar, an advanced multi-mission system, stick missiles, cruise missiles, and aircraft, all while networking with airborne early warning aircraft like the E-2D Hawkeye. Its stealth-enhanced structure reduces radar cross-section, and its systems are built to plug and play with next-gen weapons, including directed warfare AI modules. It is also often tasked with data relay and command link roles, quietly satellite feeds, and mapping electromagnetic threats in real time. The ocean has no borders, and the U.S. stay close to home. It was built to go anywhere, project power, and reshape conflict zones. From the North Atlantic to the Eastern Mediterranean, the Ford's deployments aren't just military operations. Spoken in steel and backed by 700 megawatts of nuclear power. Whether sailing into off-conflict zones, the Ford has become America's most visible symbol of. In 2022 and 2023, the Gerald R. Ford led a series of high-stakes across the Atlantic. During Exercise Steadfast Defender, Canadian forces to simulate large-scale air-sea integration under contested conditions. Of the Norwegian Sea, it joined Arctic Forge, conducting anti-submarine drills and validating its ability to fight in extreme cold. And Neptune Shield, two operations involving Croatia, Italy, and other NATO nations, where Ford demonstrated its thousands of miles of ocean. In October 2023, as fighting exploded between Israel and Hamas, Ford was urgently deployed to the Eastern Mediterranean. Its objective? Deterrence. While its presence was felt across the region. CVW-8, on high alert and carrier strike group, Ford conducted joint air patrols, monitored Iranian naval movements, and supported Allied intelligence sharing. The Ford didn't need to fire a shot. Just being there changed everything. Russian surveillance aircraft circled the group. In just days, the carrier turned a volatile hotspot into a controlled standoff. While not yet formally deployed to the Red Sea or Strait, planners have long anticipated this inevitable flashpoint, and the Ford is built for it. These regions are infamous floating mines and long-range anti-ship missiles. By simulation drills, the Gerald R. Ford practiced operations including drone swarm attacks and electronic jamming. During joint trials, the Ford rehearsed real-time responses to simulated IRs with systems like Phalanx CIWS, Law's laser defense, and the Ford offers not just defense but decisive escalation dominance. When the nation into control and control into stability. In one of its most symbolic campaigns, the Gerald R. Ford, part of NATO's Northern War Readiness Initiative, navigating icy waters and operating in GPS-degraded environments, the ship proved. Working closely with Norwegian frigates and Canadian naval forces, Ford's air wing conducted patrols over the Greenland ice, a strategic choke point long watched by Russian submarines. The deployment wasn't just about climate adaptability. It was about sending the U.S. Navy can dominate even in your backyard. A Defense News analyst remarked, Russia considers the Arctic their third one. The USS Gerald R. warship in human history. But to understand its true value, you must look beyond the price tag, beyond its nuclear reactors, 95 aircraft. The Ford was never built just to destroy. It was built to shape the battlefield before the first shot is ever. In the modern era, wars are not always declared. Shadows. Fought with economic sanctions, cyber attacks, proxy forces, and covert landscape of silent escalation, the Ford has emerged as something far more. It has become the ultimate strategic signal, a force that influences diplomacy, psychology, and wherever the Ford appears, the world listens. In East Asia, it counterbalances China's growing naval Arctic. It challenges Russia's strategic monopoly in aggression and stabilizes volatile flashpoints. The USS Gerald R. Ford doesn't just carry missiles, it carries a message. This is not merely military hardware. It is a symbol of geostrategic strength, reshaping the balance of power at sea. It represents unshakable commitment, a 100,000 hold the global order. To its adversaries, it is a mobile threat, visible, lethal. In a world increasingly driven by asymmetric, these go beyond conventional strike missions. It plays a growing role in covert international sabotage action blends with surveillance, signal intelligence, and electronic. Equipped with advanced multiband radar, ELINT suites, and signal jamming systems, the Ford can serve as a. During tense standoffs, it has been used to intercept enemy communication, jam Iranian drone swarms attempting to infiltrate U.S. Navy, track foreign submarines attempting to tap undersea cables or shadow U.S. formations, provide special operations teams conducting high-risk interdictions. In 2020, anonymous Pentagon officials confirmed to NBC and Politico that Ford's electromagnetic surveillance team was key to detecting an supply route by Iranian-aligned operatives, allowing Mossad and U.S. Navy SEALs to intercept the attackers before the operation launched, putting forward base, not just for planes, but for covert intelligence dominance, said an unnamed CENTCOM. When we need to turn chaos into clarity, we start by sending the Ford. What separates the Ford is its firepower. It's the psychological advantage it generates. Imagine you are a hostile commander, territorial grab, or a drone attack. Then you receive satellite 78 has entered your waters. The plan changes, the timeline changes, sudden and likely catastrophic. This is the real weapon. The Ford does not need to bomb a target to influence a war. Its fighters launch faster. Its cyber capabilities react in presence forces enemies to either stand down or face the possibility. As General James Mattis once stated, sometimes presence is the strategy. If deterrence fails, the Ford is. And that wraps up what Navy, bringing you the most authentic, up-to-date insights, backed by expert analysis from military strategists and political researchers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support is what drives us to create even more high quality. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for our next video. See you then.